Welcome to Rev Reads. I'm trying something I have never done before, and we'll see how this goes. I had no idea that if you're going to do an unboxing video, you must need to have three or four different lighting arrangements, multiple different cameras. So as I set this up myself, I'm like, oh, this doesn't look very good. So we'll see how it goes, and maybe I will never do anything like this again. But I received Lexham Press's latest catalog for their, I think it's their fall or winter catalog, and was looking through the reference works, and I saw a few in there where I was like, oh, I want that. And so I sent in a request to Lexham, asked them if they would send them to me. I assumed that they wouldn't because it was a pricey number of books, but they did send them to me. And I'm so excited about getting them here that I wanted to do an unboxing video to just basically show what Lexham has. And one of the reasons I wanted to do an unboxing video is that out of the 5 books I've got, 3 are in a set, commentary set on the New Testament. And I'd never heard of these before I got the catalog in the mail. So I wanted to do this unboxing video to just say, here's this commentary series that's out there, and to see if anybody else, this is new to them, or if they've heard of it before. And maybe I'm just, got lost and didn't hear about it at all. But I thought I'd make you aware that this exists in the time that it's going to take me to, look through it enough to be able to do a review. So here's the box of books from Lexham. So pretty good size books there, and we're just gonna open this up and see what we got in here. So I'm super excited to be getting this. I feel like this is like, oh, this is the big benefit to reviewing books online. And I gotta say, there is a dearth of good Christian book reviews on YouTube. So if you want to get into it at all, I'd love to welcome you into the very small Christian YouTube book review community. And if you want any help, get your channel started, just let me know. Okay, so start off, we got some brown packaging in there, and I'll start off with the 2 books that I was already well aware of, I just didn't own, and then we'll pull out the other ones. And I am missing one of them in here that they said they were going to bring, so maybe it's coming in a later box. But regardless, we'll get to see 2 out of 3 of them. So there's 4 books in here. The first we have are the Lexham geographic commentaries on the Gospels and on Acts through Revelation. So this is the Lexham geographic commentary on the New Testaments. This is a great, beautiful set, wonderful illustrations inside the book. And I'm going to pause the camera in just a couple of minutes and move it over a different section to hopefully get some closer images of the inside of the book. So great set series from Lexham Geographic Commentary on the New Testament. I already have the volume on the Pentateuch, and so I'm thrilled to add these to this. And Lord willing, I'll end up having all 6 volumes. I believe they have one day. But here's the other one. And so only volumes 2 and 3 are here in the box. But they are a commentary of the New Testament from the Talmud and the Midrash. So a commentary on the New Testament from the Talmud and the Midrash. This is by Strock and Billerbeck, and the translator is Jacob Cerone, Cerone. And so I had never heard of these before. The guys who wrote them died in the 1920s, so they've obviously been out for a long time, just not available in English. So I'm just really curious to see what kind of information we can get on the New Testament as far as what the Talmud and the Midrash would have said about it. And so here is volume 2 of the set. Here is volume 3 of the set. So a big, beautiful books, and they're obviously wrapped in this nice cellophane. So they're still in great condition, even though they've gotten shipped to me. But we'll tear this open. They feel nice. They are super high quality. This is a book that I would expect would retail at 80 to $100, and I think they're on sale for the price for them right now is 45 to $50. But just, big, beautiful book. And so I was just curious how many people have heard of a commentary on the New Testament from the Talmud and the Midrash. I never heard of it before. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I want to see what that is like. And so I requested it. So here they are. And I'm going to pause the video and move my camera, and I'll hopefully give you a little bit closer look at these books. All right, sorry about the delay there on that. So, moved the camera around so we can hopefully look at these books a little bit closer. But again, I'm going to be looking. Actually, I'll move my secondary screen up here so I don't need to look over so far. So here's the Lexham Geographic Commentary on Acts through Revelation. And again, they got such great illustrations in here. And what these books are is not so much a commentary on, you're going to look up Luke 2:20 or Acts 14:15 and find information on there. But what this series does is each of these books is a series of articles that covers geographical issues with that section of the Bible. So, for instance, on Acts through Revelation, you have articles on Paul as a prisoner in Judea and Rome, the social and geographical world of Rome, Spain and Crete, Paul's travels after Acts, the world of Rome and Corinth, the geography of Galatia, the meaning of Araba in classical literature and the New Testament, um, the death of Herod Agrippa in Caesarea Maritime. Oh, I'd like to read that one. Famines in the land. Man, I just got done teaching on Acts 11 and talked about those famines, and oh man, I would have definitely have loved to have read that. So you get those types of articles that are in here, and so same for the gospel again. Really nice look and illustrations throughout. These are good, just high quality productions. These books always look fantastic, and articles such as ministry in the wilderness events, locating the baptism of Jesus on the brow of the hill at Nazareth, where is the well of Sychar, what are millstones, an article about millstones in Capernaum, uh, the location of Peter's declaration at Caesarea Philippi, Jesus's interpretation of weather patterns. So you get all different kinds of articles on geographic issues. And then, so here's the other one that I got, the commentary on the Talmud and the Midrash. This is the one that I'm just so fascinated as far as what this is. So this volume that I have in my hand, this is volume 2, covers the Gospel of Mark, Luke, John. There's appendices on um, the Feast of the Tabernacles, the day of Jesus' death, and then this one also includes Acts. So I'm assuming that means volume 1 is just Matthew, which I think it's appropriate. Matthew's definitely the gospel that's most written toward the Jews. Um, so the volume 2, this is Mark through Acts, and then we have volume 3. This is probably going to be the only commentary series in the entire world that's a 3-volume New Testament commentary series, and volume 1 is just the Gospel of Matthew. We'll see what's included in volume 3. Again, these are just, man, they look better than I expected. My only disappointment is that they said book one, volume one was coming with it, and it didn't come in the big box. So volume three is the commentaries on Romans, First and Second Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, First and Second Thessalonians, First and Second Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, First and Second Peter, First, Second, Third John, Jude, and Revelation. And this has no appendices in volume three, which is not surprising since it's covering, you know, that much of the New Testament. But just I guess I'll just pick a random spot and see if we have anything of maybe note, maybe like a small note that I could see there. Um, uh, let's see. 1 Corinthians 12:17, where Paul writes, "If the whole body were an eye." The Babylonian Talmud says, "If a person were all eyes like an angel of death, it has been said of the angel of death that he's completely full of eyes." See the passage at Matthew 5:28, third paragraph. So I guess they're just going to reference anything that they think is similar in the Babylonian or Talmud writings on this. I'm going to guess some passages are probably very illustrative, and other passages probably, you know, not so much. Probably just depends on what portion of the book Bible that you're looking at. So just to see these side by side together, volume two and three, obviously, man, these are going to look so good on a bookshelf. I cannot wait to get volume one with these. Oh, just man. So if you order these and I'm gonna say if there's any time that you could get these for $40 a volume, which I'm gonna guess, they vary in price, probably typically range around 50, $55. You're getting a steal. These books are beautiful. They are huge. I mean, just looking at them, I'm like, that is $90 books. That's what I would guess there. So great books. And so I'm curious if you could comment. Have you heard of a commentary on the New Testament from the Talmud and Midrash? Another reason that I'm sort of disappointed that I had never heard of this before is that the guys who originally wrote this in German, so this is German translated into English, wrote it in the 1920s, and I still have not heard of it. But this translation, I think, is relatively new, so it would not have been available. Couldn't be overly new though, because one of the recommendations in the first column here is Michael Heiser. So Michael Heiser, Craig Keener, Craig Blomberg, Craig Evans. They were really going for the Craigs there. The recommendations are the people who recommend a commentary on the New Testament from the Talmud and Midrash. So I'm going to be curious to be looking this up. I'm going through Acts right now in my church, so thankfully that's in volume two, which I have, and I'll be looking and see if any of the references there help in the study and anything's illuminating. And we'll let you know. I'll put a review out of it later as well. We'll also put a review out eventually on the Lexham geographic commentaries on the Gospels and on Acts through Revelation. But just want to say initially, just getting these in the mail, all of these volumes are beautiful. They're wonderful, and I highly recommend them. I think you can't go wrong. I mean, going forward for me in my sermon prep, when I begin a book of the Bible and then preach through it, what I'm going to do starting now, like I started it with having the Lexham Geographic Commentary on the Pentateuch, is read through the Exodus articles before I read Exodus. I'll read through the Mark articles before I read through Mark, and Lord willing, then allow the geography to be influential on my preaching. I think geography and Bible background information stuff, to me, are really should be the bread and butter of what make commentary so great. So thanks to you for those who have turned in and watched. And again, I would love to know, have you heard of a commentary on the New Testament from the Talmud and Midrash? I'm just so curious because I never saw it before until I opened it up in that catalog. So I was curious if I'm just sort of on the outside and should have heard of it, or if other people are like, oh, I've never heard of that either, and this is the first time. And if it is, I'm thrilled that I've been able to introduce you to these books. Again, they're beautiful, and Lexham, you know, golf clap for Lexham. They make the best looking books in the Christian community. So a more great work for them. So if you're new to Rev Reads, though, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. We'll be coming back with more reviews. The week after Thanksgiving will be Science Week on Rev Reads. I'll be reviewing Peter Gaiman's Artificial Intelligence and the Christian. This is a short little book on artificial intelligence, its benefits, and what to be wary of about it. And then I'll also be reviewing a much larger book. It'll make up for the size of Peter's book, a book called Science Is God Shouting? And this book is about how the world around us points to the glory and the greatness of God. So it'll be Science Week the week after Thanksgiving. And Lord willing, after that, I'll be far enough along to give a real review of the Words of the Covenant, Volume 2. So subscribe to stay up to date on what we're doing, and we will look forward to